Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Amy Barron. I'm the founder and executive director of I Was Supposed to Have a Baby, and we are here tonight to welcome Eran Amir, who is the founder and CEO of GoStork. We are really excited to have him. He's just an absolute really entrepreneur and pioneer in this industry, in the fertility world, and we can't wait to bring him on. So let me grab him. In the meantime, if anyone has any questions for us, please drop them in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them. Hello, how are you? It's so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
It's been a long time. We've been trying to connect and I'm just so glad we get a chance to do it this evening.
Same here, same here.
Amazing.
Just a second.
All good, all good. Welcome to real life, everybody. Like, I can see pictures of his kids. Okay, I can see pictures of your daughter. I was going to say, and welcome to real life. This is real life.
Yes, the TV started working suddenly, so.
Welcome. It's all good. Okay, so first of all, I mean, I can't but notice just the gorgeous pictures in your backgrounds. So please introduce the rest of us to who's behind you.
Yeah, so it's mostly my husband and my firstborn daughter, Ariel. So the whole house has lots of pictures memorizing our life together.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. They're stunning. Okay. So look, I mean, I'm going to read off your bio, but I really want you to talk. I mean, you have more than 20 years experience within the software development and product management space. You've worked for lots of different companies, both in Israel and in the greater New York area. And you were sort of in that space. What launched you into trying to say I need to develop something for the fertility space? What I know what the answer here is, but I really want people to hear your story and to understand a bit of what goes on behind the scenes at GoStork.
Yeah, I'll be happy to say tell the story. So basically, I was a single guy in New York, and I always wanted to build my family through surrogacy. And when I reached the age of 40, I decided to start doing that. So I'm Jewish. I'm like a Jewish mom. I want a big family, and it was really important to me to build it as soon as possible. But life brought me to the age of 40 and I was still single. So I did it by myself. I started the process by myself. I started researching about surrogacy and egg donation and IVF. And just like everyone, I had my own issues and overwhelming process of finding all these providers for my journey. I had to register to 5 different egg donor databases because they don't have a lot of egg donors. So after you register and you put your information and you put your filters, you're not left with a lot of egg donors. And then you have to go and do it manually over and over. Finding a surrogacy process was also an issue because I didn't know any of the surrogacy agencies. I didn't know how much it's going to cost and what's their experience and their processes. And the same with IVF.
And also, I'm just going to interrupt you for a second. You were living in New York at the time. In New York at that point, surrogacy was not allowed, and so
correct, it was illegal. So I had to look somewhere outside of New York, and again, looking for IVF clinic. I really didn't know what's important when you're looking for IVF clinic. A lot of people just look for a clinic that is close to them, but it's not necessarily the good thing to go about. There's success rates, there's experience, there's a lot of factors that you need to think about when you're looking on IVF clinic. Anyway, back to my story. It's that's how I got to know with the infertility world. And coming from technology, coming from 25 years experience in technology, I knew exactly what the solution can be. So I left my job and I opened GoStork, which is the first fertility marketplace that connects intended parents with fertility providers, the providers that I needed when I needed my journey. So we have 10,000 egg donors on our platform. So we partner with egg donor agencies and we build a software that is scraping their information to our database. So we have all the egg donors from all the agencies in one place. We have all races and all religions. We have a lot of Jewish egg donors. I know it's very important to some of the intended parents, the religious. And we have 50 surrogacy agencies on our platform. And next month, we're actually launching the IVF Clinic marketplace where patients, intended parents will be able to find IVF clinics. So that's a great resource, which is free to intended parents to register and to connect with all these fertility providers. You can chat and you can book appointments with all of them on the platform.
And okay, so I want to sort of go backwards and forwards. So we need to spend a lot more time talking about GoStork and its different features and to make sure that people really understand. But I want to get a little bit back into sort of your impetus and your own story. I mean, you didn't have GoStork. And you had like just, you know, all this information and trying to put the pieces together. So what happened? How did your story unfold?
Yeah, I was Googling. I started with my friends and asking around me if someone did surrogacy or egg donation, and no one did that. So I was by myself. So I started researching on Google, and that's where.
And can I just, because this is an important point in the, you know, in your community, was it that your friends who were, you know, heterosexual, or your friends were same sex, like that no one in the same sex community was doing this, or that they weren't sharing about it? Where was the community at that point? Because we hear a lot that specifically for men, that because the costs are so high for the egg donors and for surrogacy, that it precludes, like it really almost limits the number of men who can get to this point.
Yeah. So yes, I'm gay, and I started asking my gay friends if they've done surrogacy or egg donation, and none of them did it. It's just very expensive process. You need to understand, like, if you're going through surrogacy, you're going to spend around $150,000 at least. So it's like, it's just like it's very expensive. Anyway, so yeah, I couldn't find anyone that's done that. Because the limitation is of financials. So I started researching on Google, and that's where I described before.
And so then what, you know, how did it end up unfolding? Like, who did you find? How did the process work? Was it easy? Was it all smooth sailing from that point?
It was just overwhelming. You know, coming from technology and doing product management, I'm used to do market research on the markets for the software that I'm building, but that was really overwhelming. There's no transparency. So once you go to Google, you start clicking on all the links, and you go to these beautiful websites that they build, but there's not a lot of great information to help you decide which provider you want to talk to. There's no cost online. No one is talking about cost. There's no experience. There's no success rates. You really have to call all these providers and agencies and doctors and interview them. That's the process that I had, and I didn't want other people to go through the same process. So that's in GoStork. You find all these providers. We created transparency. We put cost for surrogacy, egg donation, or IVF on the platform. So all the providers, not just joining GoStork, there's transparency into their experience and the success rates, and what's their process for the screening surrogates, costs. All the information that people need is on GoStork, and you can find it before you even talk to them once. So.
And does that create a sense of competition between the agencies? I mean, you're now about to launch the IVF clinics, but I'm wondering in terms of, you know, the egg donation agencies and the surrogacy agencies, and I don't even know if I'm using the word agencies, and I don't know if it's an agency or their companies, but is it, once the transparency is there, as you so beautifully have provided for people, then has that created this competition of, well, we'll offer you this if you do that, and we'll offer you this if you do that, and does that now make the entire process better for people?
I think it creates it makes the process better for people because it's easier to find all the providers and see all the information you need, including cost, to see
Right.
if you are able to afford it. We build tools to help you sort by cost or by experience or by success rates to help you make informed decision according to what's important to you. Uh, but regarding the competition, I don't think it created competition. Every agency has their own processes and costs and expenses. And maybe one day it's going to lower the cost. But I think right now it's helping to intern parents to see the cost and to choose cheaper agencies that they wouldn't know before GoStork. Like in Google, you wouldn't know which agency is the cheapest one. In GoStork, you can do that in 2 seconds and see out of 50 agencies, who is the cheaper agency. In fact, my second daughter, that is now on this wall, she's 9 months.
Hopefully, I'm sure she's on other walls, just not on that wall.
Yes, I actually used GoStork on my second journey to find a cheaper agency, and I saved $50,000 like that in 2 seconds.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Yeah. So walk us through the process. Does, for someone in your position, you need 3 pieces. You need the egg, you need the surrogate, and you need an IVF clinic. So which one do you pick first? How do you decide? Does one lead to the next, and only one agency will work with these kinds of clinics? Like who's in the driver's seat here? Is it you as the consumer, or is it, one leads to the next, and sort of A yields B yields C?
Definitely the intended parent who's leading the process and setting the priorities for themselves. I search for IVF Clinic, an egg donor, and surrogacy agency in parallel because I wanted to have a family as soon as possible. So by the time I had embryos created from the egg donor, I already found a surrogate we're gonna do the transfer. Other people, they do it one after the other because it's a very emotional, stressful process. They want to do one issue at a time. So they start with an IVF clinic, and then you find an egg donor and you create the embryos, and then they find a surrogacy agency to transfer the embryos to the surrogate.
Okay, so like everybody basically does it differently. Just making sure that you're still there. Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. But everybody does it differently, but you can do it simultaneously in order to be able to speed up the process and make it more streamlined.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And so talk to us about what is, I mean, you're not a non-for-profit, you are a business. So talk to us about, how is this a business if people are allowed to search for free? Are the agencies paying you a price in order to be advertised here? How does it work in terms of a business model? Because people always say, like, this is too good to be true. Why would I choose to use something like this? Like, why would I not do something else?
Yeah, when we started the company 2 years ago, we had to make a decision. Are we going to charge the parents, or are we going to charge the providers on the platform? And we made a decision to charge the providers on the platform because it's already an expensive process, and we wanted to ease the pain and financial pain on the parents. So yes, we're getting referral fees from the providers if someone decided to move forward with them.
Got it. So just being listed doesn't,
No.
It's only if someone decides to move forward, then there's a referral fee.
Yeah, correct.
Which is amazing, because then there's what you're doing is you've effectively given them the ability to advertise themselves for free, and then it's only then, it's a brilliant market. It's a brilliant business model. It really is. So walk us through, your typical person. I mean, you're a person who needed sort of all 3 pieces. What percentage of your clients, let's say, or intended parents, are individuals who need all 3 pieces, the egg, and I'm assuming that I know this, but I'm just asking it anyway. I'm assuming you also offer sperm donation agencies as well, in addition to the egg donation.
We currently only offer surrogacy agencies, egg donors, and next month we're going to offer IVF clinics. Sperm donors is definitely in our roadmap, so we will offer donors in the future.
Got it. And so what, so talk to us, like the majority of the people who are coming to you, are they using you for one service or are they using you for multiple services?
There's some of them, I think, so we have two services, right? The egg donation and surrogacy. I would say most of our users are looking for egg donors. And I would say 70% of them are looking for egg donors, and around 30%, maybe a little bit more, are looking for surrogacy agencies.
And so, you know, can you walk us through your own process? What was important to you when you were looking for an egg donor? Was it important? And like, you know, these are the, I'd love to hear what the different criteria are. You know, is it physical characteristics? Is it, you know, the medical backgrounds of the person? Is it the person's religion? Like, what are the different characteristics? I mean, as much as you're willing to share, but that you find that people are interested in as they're going through your platform?
For me, first, it was the appearance. I wanted her to look similar to me, so my child would look similar to me. And then it was looking into her medical records to see if she's healthy, to see if there's any genetic issues with her or her family. So that would be the next thing that we looked at. And the third thing was her personality. So we did a FaceTime call and to see how lovely she is. And she was very, very lovely and funny. And, you know, we had an amazing connection, and we immediately knew that we want to do it together.
And is that something that you offer, that you can speak to the egg donors and have a relationship with them either beforehand or even afterwards? Is that built into the...
No, we only make the connection between the intended parents and the agencies of these egg donors.
Right.
Right. We see egg donor profiles, but they contact the agency of that egg donor and start the relationship with the agency. The agency will organize then, if she's available and wants to work with that intended parent, they will organize. If she's an anonymous, they will do a FaceTime or video conference.
And I'm assuming that's exactly the same in terms of a surrogate as well, that you sort of do the searching, but then once you sort of get to the next level, everything is done through the agency.
So in surrogacy, we're offering surrogacy agencies on the platform, not the surrogates profile.
Got it.
So because everything starts with the agency. So we wanted to show the experience of the agency, their processes, who are the team people that are going to work with me for the next year and a half. We have reviews and ratings on these agencies so people can see what other intended parents that work with them say about them. And then they start a conversation with the agency, and the agency job is to match them with the surrogates.
Got it. Okay. And I'm assuming that it's going to be the same in terms of the IVF clinic. It's going to be the agencies, the IVF clinics will all be listed, but then you make contact with them based on the reviews and the different features that they're giving on your website, and you decide whether it's appropriate for you, and then you make contact and move forward if you want.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. And so how, I mean, what do you hear from people in terms of, you know, their reviews, their thoughts about this whole process? I mean, it sounds like this has completely revolutionized the entire space.
We offer concierge calls, consultation calls to everyone that registered to GoStork. We have a team of concierge that we connect with the intended parents, and we give them advice and tips, and we actually share a screen, connect to their accounts, and actively looking for providers on the platform. So we hear a lot directly from the intended parents on our Zoom calls that they love GoStork. It makes their life much easier. The transparency, they love the costs that they can see up front, how it's going to cost them. And there's a comparison tool that we built so they can actually select few agencies and click compare and see side by side a summarized table on the differences between these agencies or the egg donors. So definitely great feedback about the product, about GoStork.
And what do you think, I mean, beyond the IVF clinics, and I'm guessing the sperm donors at some point, or the sperm donor agencies at some point, I'm sure, I mean, there are obviously logistics to all things, which I'm not privy to. And you in the business mind, I'm sure there are many other issues that need to be taken into account. What is the next, or is this sort of where you're holding? You're intended to be that holding space and that real clearinghouse for people to make it easier.
We're going to start partnering with more fertility providers. There's lawyers, therapists, social workers.
I was just going to ask you whether you were entering into the mental health realm. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. This is
yeah.
100% direction we're going to.
And is that because anyone who's coming to you at the end of the day, I mean, I know that there are certain parameters and certain things that need to be dealt with when someone is dealing with a surrogate and an egg donor, that there are and even in IVF clinics nowadays, there's always a social worker on staff, and there are people available, and there are different courses. So is this now becoming sort of standard of care that people, you want to offer this because mental health, we obviously know that this is an incredible stressful period in people's lives, and the process is stressful. Like, how do you as a company view this?
I view this as a topic that definitely needs to be addressed. So first of all, we're going to have a marketplace with therapists that you can connect with them and do a one-on-one session with them whenever you want. But we're also about to announce a partnership with another company to offer like a group therapy for people in the same kind of like circle that are doing the same kind of like journey, and they want to talk in a small groups. So it's going to be announced soon, but I can't say too much.
Amazing. Of course. No, I'm not asking you to give away any trade secrets. No, but this is, look, we at I Was Supposed to Have a Baby, we hold people emotionally. And we know that regardless of whatever you're going through, that the mental health piece is a significant piece of it, and often, can really prevent people from moving forward or not make choices that are appropriate or the best for them because they make choices for other reasons. And so I'm not surprised, but it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Okay, so please tell us where we can find GoStork. Tell us how, are people reaching out to you? Are they reaching out to the website? On Instagram? I know you're on Instagram, but just tell us the best way to find you, and to find, if they want to speak to someone directly at GoStork, who are they talking to when they reach out?
Everyone can find us at GoStork.com. And on the homepage, you can see we have surrogacy agencies, egg donors, IVF clinics. We're also offering financial loans for. So it depends. You can select which route you want to go, what you're looking for, and then it's a free registration. Basically, we ask you a few questions. If you're looking for an egg donor, we ask you a few questions about what's important to you in your egg donor or a surrogacy agency and so on. And then you create your account and you have access to all of the egg donors and surrogacy agencies and IVF clinics. So GoStork.com. You can also find us at on all social media, basically Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all GoStorky. That's how you can find us. And once you register, you'll get an email from me, personally from me, inviting you to schedule a consultation call. And you'll find me or other people in our team to help you and guide you in your first steps of your family building.
Amazing. And now just a sort of an ending, sort of silly question. How did the company name of GoStork end up in the social media tags or social media handles as GoStorky with the Y?
There was no GoStork available.
Got it. That's exactly what I thought, but I figured I would ask anyway. Look, we all do what we need to do, but look, this company is amazing. Thank you so much for going through the process for everyone else, for taking the pain so that you could develop this for everyone else. It is truly just revolutionizing the space. And I know, the people who have, our followers who have used it have been absolutely just thrilled with it. So thank you.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me over. And it's the best job I've ever had in my life. I enjoy every day.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you again. Thank you.
Right.
Okay, everybody, you know how to reach out to Eran Amir at GoStork or GoStorky on all social media handles. And we wish you good night. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.